All things come alike to all. There is one event to the righteous and to the wicked, to the good and to the clean, and to the unclean, to him that sacrifices, and to him that sacrificeth not. That is good. So is the sinner, and he that sweareth, and he that feareth an oath. This is an evil among all that are done under the sun, and there is one event unto all. Yea, all the heart of the sons of men is full of evil, and madness is in their heart while they live, and after that they go to the dead. For him that is joined to all living, there is hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion. For the living know they shall die, but the dead know not anything, neither have they any more reward, for the memory of them is forgotten. Also their love, their hatred, their envy is now perished. Neither have they any more portion forever in anything that is done under the sun. Go thy way, eat thy bread with joy. Drink thy wine and be merry with a merry heart. For the I am now accepteth thy works. Let thy garment always be white, and let thy head lack no ointment. Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest all the days of thy life, of thy vanity, which he hath given thee under the sun, all the days of thy vanity, for that is thy portion in this life, and in thy labor which thou takest under the sun. Whatsoever is thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave. Whither thou goest. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happeneth to them all. For a man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, as the birds that are caught in a snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it faileth suddenly upon them. This wisdom have I seen also under the sun, and it seemed great unto me. But there is a little city and a few men within it, and there came a great king against it, and besieged it, and built great bulwarks against it. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city, yet no man remembered the name or the same poor man. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. The words of the wise men are heard in quiet more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyeth much good. Ecclesiastes chapter 9. Deliver me from the hands of evil spirits who have swayed the thoughts of men's hearts, and let them not lead me astray from thee, my God. Establish thou me and my seed, that we go not astray henceforth and forever. Jubilees chapter 12 and verse 20. Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You might hear the wash machine spinning in the background, but please excuse that. Yes, you're walking with Mr. Clay. I'm Mr. Clay, and we thank God for you and you. We're still in the book of Job as you prepare. Book of Job chapter 13 are we in, and it's a very good book. All the books that are contained in the Bible are good, except for, my whole reasoning. The New Testament is just made up, and people count it as the whole book of the Bible. You can't count the book of Job as the book of Deuteronomy. You can't count the book of Isaiah as the book of shall I say, Genesis. You cannot do these things. These are different writings, different books at different times. See, that is the folly. This is how the Satans get you through social media and everything. People say, oh, the Bible is a lie. It was all made up. But the Bible is different books. Yes, there are lies in the Bible. There's deception in this one book that is made up of many collected books for convenience sake. Yes, that's all it is, convenience sake. In which, in my own opinion, the New Testament has no right inside of the Torah. Now, there are books that only deal with the Old Testament or the Torah. Septuagint or Pentateuch, whichever, and the New Testament is cast out. There's no New Testament there. So therefore, it is not a book that we should adhere to because of the fallacies that present themselves in it. More so, and then in some of the books of the Old Testament have many fallacies. For one I can name is the book of Isaiah. There's a fallacy that doesn't make sense. And some other books, some passages that are insertions, even in the book of Daniel. There's an insertion in the book of Daniel. And that is another fallacy. So we have to be careful. Look at things and how they are. We have to look at the law. We have to look at God and how God is and how God has conducted the ways that are shown throughout the collected books. We know that one thing, God is consistent. God keeps what God says. Yes, God does this. So let us be mindful to really study the scenery, the people, the setting. And then we can say that's not what he meant in this book because he said a certain thing in that book. The Bible are different books. You can take them and tear one book out, put it to the side, another. They're all books, or you can call them the same as a pamphlet or something like that, yes. But the New Testament are not books. They're only letters that were, they say, collected throughout Asia. But this is neither here nor there. But either way, we're in the book of Job. Yes, the book of Job. Yeah, take it on to Job pretty good because Job has one thing about suffering is it brings a lot of wisdom. It helps you really recollect a lot of things throughout life, those things that you have seen and those things that you have observed. Yes, even heard. This is the book of Job. Now, the book of Job, chapter 13. And Job still answering Zophar. He still goes on from Zophar, which was chapter 12. Or should I say 11? He says, lo, mine eyes have seen all this, and my ears have heard and understood it. What ye know, the same do I know. I am not inferior unto you. This is the second time. The last chapter he said the same thing. I am not inferior unto you. Because I'm suffering, I am not inferior unto you. You are not more righteous than I because I am suffering. No, it doesn't make any sense. Surely I will speak to the Almighty and desire to reason with the I am. For ye are forgers of lies. Now he's talking really to the Satans through that are talking and that have swayed the minds of his friends. Are ye all physicians of no value? I mean, can you diagnose what's going on here or why I'm suffering like this? Are you physicians? Do you know these things? How do you know if a man is either stricken by a spirit or stricken by a disease and some man-made disease? Things happen. You cannot tell a man's worth or his spirituality by the things that he suffers. No, you cannot. Oh, that you would altogether hold your peace, and it should be your wisdom. Hear now my reasoning, and hearken to the pleading of my lips, and I will speak wickedly for God. This is a question. He said, and now Will ye speak wickedly for God? He asked them a question. Are you going to speak wickedly for God? In diagnosing my problem or what's going on, you saying I have sinned? And talk deceitfully for him? Another question. Will ye accept his persons? Will you accept God's person, who God is? Or will you contend for God? Or you're contending. You're coming at me and you're doing the work of God by condemning me. Yes, you are. Because you don't know. It is good that he should search you out. As one man mocketh another, do ye so mock him? By pretending you are taking the state of God and judging why I am that I am, why I have this condition, or why I've suffered so many ill wills, you don't know. And so in doing so, you mock God, is what he's saying. Now, he will surely reprove you. Yes, he will. Just because you go to your church, your mosque, or whatever, and a person is suffering, and you, oh, he's stricken of God, who has sinned here? No. He says, he will surely reprove you if you do secretly accept persons. You have respect of persons. It depends on who it is, the way you judge. This is the reason of many, whether you're Israelite or not. Many judge others by their group standards and not by the law. Seeking honor amongst one another is a true statement. Yes. He said, shall not his excellency make you afraid? He's talking about his excellency, the I am, the king of all the universe, time, space, matter. Oh, you don't understand God. And his dread fall upon you? He's still asking questions. Your remembrances are like unto ashes, your bodies to the bodies of clay. Hold your peace and let me alone. Let me alone, man. Let me alone. That I might speak. Let come unto me what will. In other words, whatever's going to happen to me is going to happen. You all are fake. You're hypocrites. Is what he's saying. You're trying to judge me according to what you do not know. And some physicians do the same thing. They will judge a sickness and don't know what they're talking about, just to get your money. But that's neither here. I digress on that one. But either way, that's something for other times, other platforms. But either way, now, he says, verse 14, wherefore do I take my flesh in my teeth? I put my life in my hand. He said, do I take my flesh in my teeth and put my life in my hand? He's asking another question. Though he slay me. This is one of the most famous. And those who say it, they get up and tell you, what? Thank you. Though he slay me, yet should I trust him, because sister so-and-so is talking about me. And I don't know how they do it in the mosque, because I haven't been there, but this is saying you'll trust God with your life regardless. But this is written for your admonition. This is written that you might know you don't see what's going on behind the scenes. Why things are happening in the finite that are, should I say, negotiated and put forth in the infinite. I'll put it that way. Yes, that's a good sentence, yeah. He says, though he slay me, yet will I trust in him. It's like a baby. His mama does a lot of things, and the woman is the closest thing most of the time to the baby. Unless the father is there, and the father takes good care of the child, and the child knows the value of the father. Many children do not know the value of a father, even as they grow up and become a man or a woman. He says, but I will maintain my own ways before him. In other words, my own ways is his ways. I take after the law, statutes, commandments, and ordinances that the I am have given me. And though the I am slay me, I know that his word is true and just. There is nothing unjust into not committing adultery. What is unjust about not committing adultery? Anything taught otherwise is doctrines of devils, teachings of devils. What is unjust about thou shalt not commit murder? What is unjust about that? Oh, God made me this way, so I murder. I can't help, so I murder. How foolish does that sound? Very foolish. What is unjust? What is unjust in trusting God to be kind or live and let live? This is what that really saying comes from. Stealing. You want nobody to steal from you. You don't want nobody stealing from you. What is unjust about that? What is unlawful? What is, oh, the rules. I can't steal from my neighbor. I hate the rules. Are you foolish? And God is just as a father. We'll put it that way. If a child taken to another man and call him his father, the father feels abandoned. If a wife takes on to another man while she's still yet married to her husband, she has disrespected and despised her own husband. What good is that before God? Is that a rule? What is it? So, love, in the Greek terminology, if you love your neighbor as yourself, it's the same as the other 10. Oh, the 10 commandments is this and that. Oh, those 10 commandments. Don't listen to these people who have all these things on social media and different places that talk about the Bible but never really understood it or, yet alone, studied it or read it. They talk a good game. Oh, King James was a... Who cares whether King James was effeminate? Who cares if he married little babies? But the fact is, what he has authorized is authorized. And I guarantee you, if you compare it with your Dead Sea Scrolls and all the rest of them, you will see they say just about the same thing. It's worded different a little bit. Yeah. But nevertheless, let's keep going. He says, now, though he slay me, yet shall I trust him. But I will maintain mine own ways before him. Not wicked ways, but righteous ways. Verse 16, he shall also be my salvation. In other words, I keep his way. He's going to save me. My God is going to save me. Regardless of what you see going on with me, my flesh rotting at my flesh, I have lost my children, I have lost my home, my crops, and everything else. But yet, he is my salvation. For an hypocrite shall not come before him. Whew. You can talk all you want, man or woman. You can talk about what you discovered or what you read or some aura or some crystal or whatever you talking about. That's not God. You're a hypocrite. You did not follow the way and the pattern God has set before you. And now you are deceived to thinking that you can half-wittingly do the things that you are commanded and make an excuse for everything you do different. Can you make an excuse for adultery? Well, he shouldn't have been away from home. Can you make an excuse for thieves? Well, he shouldn't have been away from home. Or he shouldn't have left his door open. Can you make an excuse for disrespecting your father or your mother? Well, if they had done things the way I wanted them to do, I wouldn't have called them that name or lifted up my hands and slapped them. Make this make sense. No. No, a very hypocrite. A hypocrite, yes, a hypocrite. Let's say that rather. He says now, if I can get back to myself. He says now, and for an hypocrite in verse 16, shall not come before him. Now that is low as you can go. You know the truth, but you hold it in unrighteousness. Yes, that is low as you can go. You know from the baby the commandments because they're in you. The commandments are in you. You know these things. They call it morality, they call it whatever. It doesn't matter. It's still there. And you still will be judged according to those commandments. Doesn't matter if the Egyptians wrote them first or last. The commandments are in you, period. He says, now, in my declaration with your ears, behold now, I have ordered my cause, now I know that I shall be justified. Who is he that plead with me? Come on, who plead with me? For now, if I hold my tongue, I shall give up the ghost. No, I'm going to tell you just like it is. Only do not two things unto me, them will I not hide myself from thee. Draw thine hand far from me, and let not thy dread make me afraid. Yes. Withdraw thy hand far from me, and let not thy dread make me afraid. Then call thou, and I will answer. Or yet let me speak, and answer thou me. He says, how many are my iniquities and sins? Make me to know my transgression and sin. See, this is the reason for the commandments, statutes, ordinances, and laws. That you might know your sin. That you might be able to judge yourself according to the standard that the Most High have given. Has nothing to do with rules and all. These are the doctrines of devils. They're teaching you. You don't understand these things. Wherefore hidest thou thy face, and holdest me for thine enemy? Wilt thou break a leaf driven to and fro, or wilt thou pursue the dry stubble? For thou writest bitter things against me, and makest me to possess the iniquities of my youth. In other words, yes, I sinned before. I've done these things, and I've changed my ways. And did not the Most High say, if I change my ways, he will remember the former ways no more? So what are you doing? Thou puttest my feet also in stocks, and lookest narrowly unto my paths, and setteth a print upon the heels of my feet. And he as a rotten thing consumeth, as a garment is molten. Yes, Job understood the hypocritical judgments of men very well. And because you are at a disadvantage and they are still have their health or their riches or their status in life, they will judge you. Period. This is what this is written for. That you might understand. Oh, King James wrote that. That don't mean you got a problem. This is a man that wrote something that was put in this collection of books. That is of a truth of how human nature is. Yes, it is of a truth. And if we do those things that are right before the Most High, even his commandments, statutes, and ordinances and laws, we will have